today's current affairs. You all know biodiversity, flora and fauna are very important for our survival. Fauna means birds, animals, flora means flowers, trees. Flora and fauna, they both are very important for our survival. And we have an act called Wildlife Protection Act 1972. We have an act called Wildlife Protection Act 1972. In that act, there are schedules. Under Schedule 1, certain species are mentioned, certain wildlife species are mentioned, and humans are not expected, governments are not expected to create any harm. We are not expected to create any harm to those species which are mentioned in Schedule 1 of Wildlife Protection Act 1972, because they are very important and they need to be protected. So, Andaman Nicobar Islands, the government in Andaman Nicobar Islands is requesting the central government to declare salt water crocodiles as vermin, V-E-R-M-I-N. Salt water crocodiles as vermin, V-E-R-M-I-N. See, the salt water crocodiles in Andaman Nicobar Islands, they are killing human beings, they are attacking human beings, and human beings are being killed by salt water crocodiles. You all know Andaman Nicobar Islands are very famous for beaches. For example, there is a very famous beach called Vandoor Beach. For example, in Port Blair, there is a very famous beach called Vandoor, W-A-N-D-O-O-R. There is a beach called Vandoor Beach. A 21-year-old boy is swimming in the beach and suddenly a crocodile attacked, the boy died. So likewise, there are many deaths in Andaman Nicobar Islands because of salt water crocodiles. And Andaman Nicobar Islands government asked the central government to declare them as vermin. That means to delist, take away salt water crocodiles from Schedule 1 and give permission to kill them. Give permission to kill them. Declaring vermin means any bird or any animal, any species causing damage to human life or other living creatures or crops can be declared as vermin by the Ministry of Environment and Forest after examining by a committee. So, this is called vermin. Andaman Nicobar Islands government is asking the central government to allow Andaman Nicobar Islands to kill crocodiles, but the Wildlife Institute of India, WII, the Wildlife Institute of India based in Dehradun, the Wildlife Institute of India based in Dehradun is seriously objecting this. You know what it said? There are around 2000 salt water crocodiles in Andaman Nicobar Islands. There are around 2000 salt water crocodiles in Andaman Nicobar Islands. Only 400 of them, they are adult males. Only 400 of them which are adult males, which are dangerous. So, they are not allowing. Now, Wildlife Institute of India is strongly objecting the Andaman Nicobar Islands view that they should kill crocodiles. Wildlife Institute of India is not accepting that. This was the issue that is going on in Andaman Nicobar Islands. From this issue, what you should learn, what are the types of crocodiles in India? What are the types of crocodiles in India? whether crocodiles are harmful, what is vermin, what is Wildlife Protection Act. So any such news is there in the examination, you have to follow in the newspapers also. For example, today in Hindu, we got a news about India biodiversity hotspots. Last page, that you have to remember, read the news. Okay, next important news which was in news, you all know Britain is going to exit from European Union. Britain wanted to come out of EU, European Union. March 29, 2019 is a deadline. This month 2019, this year is a deadline for Britain. And Theresa May government again received a flack, means severe criticism and rejection by UK Parliament again yesterday. Yesterday again UK Parliament voted against this Brexit vote, and this is going to be very tough time for Theresa May government to lead the Brexit deal. Very tough time. This is also the important issue. Coming to Hindu paper today, as you all know, in Assam from last 7-8 months an issue is going on called NRC. NRC means National Registry of Citizens. NRC means National Registry of Citizens. In NRC there is an issue. The issue is many people who are applied for citizenship, they are not granted citizenship. Now elections are coming up. Whether the people who are not in the NRC, whether they will get voting rights or not. Election Commission clarified to the Supreme Court that no name was removed from electoral rolls. Elections will go intact, no name was removed. So this is one thing which you have to remember. Next, coming to editorial page today. Coming to editorial page, open editorial page means page number 10. Today's editorial page, page number 10, kindly open. See the editorial. See the editorial. The power of two, TWO. The power of two. What is this all about? See, this editorial is talking about elections in the states. Andhra Pradesh, Orissa, Sikkim and Arunachal Pradesh. Along with central elections, Lok Sabha elections, for 4 states we have elections for 4 states. And more than half of the article is about Andhra Pradesh elections. More than half of the article is about Andhra elections. And you know what the other wrote, the editor wrote here. He told there are 2 political parties contesting in Andhra Pradesh, regional parties, in a very strong way, TDP and YSRCP. TDP and YSR Congress. Here the other told the national parties have lost almost their relevance in the present elections, like Congress and BJP are just minor players. They are not a major players in the upcoming elections in Andhra Pradesh. The major fight is going to be between TDP and Congress. We all know TDP and YSRCP. TDP and YSRCP. We all know this fact. This fact we all know. But the other wrote some plus points and minus points for TDP. Instead of economic losses, the government was able to be successful in showing good income and also welfare schemes and also economic growth parameters, ease of doing business. In all the parameters the government proved. But the other also told one thing, delay in building the capital city, and increasing public debt. And the other mentioned even the YSRCP is equally competent. The fight between TDP and YSRCP is going to be very tough. The fight between TDP and YSRCP is going to be very tough. And the other specially mentioned about special category status, where last year in the last general elections in 2014, TDP fought along with BJP. Now TDP delinked with BJP because of special category status, and it is going all alone with this without BJP. So this is a fight that is going to happen in the next elections in Andhra Pradesh. And the other also spoke about Orissa elections. In Orissa elections, BJD, Biju Janata Dal, is in power from last 19 years. BJD, Biju Janata Dal, is in power from the last 19 years. And Naveen Patnaik is very, very crucial, and I think he may win again, but it is not going to be very easy win. It's not going to be very easy win. Coming to Sikkim, Pawan Kumar Chamling, in India's longest serving Chief Minister, Pawan Kumar Chamling, his political party is Sikkim Democratic Front. Sikkim Democratic Front. Who is Baichung Bhutia? Famous football player Baichung Bhutia have started a political party called Krantikari Morcha in Sikkim. So now Pawan Kumar Chamling's Sikkim Democratic Front might face a tough time from Baichung Bhutia's Krantikari Morcha party. So all these things were mentioned in the article. And Arunachal Pradesh, you all know the issue is flaring up. Permanent PRC, permanent resident certificate issue, which I already discussed in the class, if you could remember. See, Arunachal Pradesh government decided to give PR status for around 6 indigenous groups in Arunachal Pradesh, which local tribes are objecting. So all these states now are going for elections. Let's see what's going to happen in the upcoming elections. This is what is the power of 2, TWO. What is the power of 2 here? In every state there are 2 contenders. After going to the house, kindly analyze this. Based on the class analysis, so you analyze this. Okay. And in all the cases, the fight is not one-sided. It is going to be very tough. That was the essence. Okay. Next, lead article today in the pursuit of 4 freedoms. In the pursuit of 4 freedoms. This is the lead article. The other wrote, see, somehow this lead article will catch everybody's imagination. It will catch everyone's imagination. The language and jargon is very tough, but the essence is very great. I will explain the essence of this lead article. Kindly follow. We are going to have the next general elections very soon, within 2 months. Throughout India, we are going to have next general elections within 1 month, very shortly. And in India, we call this country as a democratic country. Do we have a true democracy? Democracy in its narrow sense means going to the polling booth and voting. As Winston Churchill said, democracy is all about a little voter going to the little polling booth, taking a little pencil and little piece of paper and giving a little tick for the little candidate. But democracy is not all about going to the polling booth and voting. Democracy means freedoms. Democracy means liberty. Democracy means choices. Democracy means rights. Democracy also means minority toleration, not just majority rule. Democracy is not just a form of government, but it's a way of life. Democracy is not just a form of government, but it is a way of life. In fact, democracy is the essence of free human being. But the other told, India is suffering with the fear of freedom. We don't have freedom. Fear of loss of freedom. And she told, we are in dire need of 4 freedoms immediately. We are in dire need of 4 freedoms immediately. One is freedom from fear. We don't know who will attack whom, whether we can speak this sentence or not, whether somebody might tell us national or anti-national or not. We don't know what to speak, what not to speak, how to think, what not to think. We are properly engineered, we are made as human robots. So this is the first thing which you have to remember. As humans, we need to think freely, we need to be innovative. For that, we need to have freedom from fear. We need to have freedom from fear. Second freedom is freedom from want. Freedom from want, W-A-N-T. First is freedom from fear, second is freedom from want. What is this want? A farmer who is cultivating food grains don't have food to eat. A businessman who starts a business will be in losses because of vicious cycle in economy. A woman wanting for equal rights still suffering. A child in India, almost 50% of the children in India are malnourished. Distress in textile sector, in most of the sectors. So what we need is freedom from want, growth with inclusivity. When there is an inclusive growth, automatically all people will grow equally, at least to a level. So we need to have freedom from want. Even we are want of safe drinking water. We are want of safe drinking water. Safe food. Do you know the water we are drinking, the fruits we are eating, the milk we are consuming, and the air we breathe, at least these basic human needs we are want of now. We are deprived of now, you know that. These are all basic things. But we are not allowed to enjoy these freedoms also. And freedom from discrimination. Freedom from discrimination. In the society with diversity. You all know India is a very big country with lot of diversity. Very big country with lot of diversity. Various languages, various cultures, various castes, various religions, various groups of people. For example, taking birth as an LGBT is an accident. Taking birth as an LGBT is an accident. Taking birth as a woman, we cannot decide in the mother's womb that we can be a male or a female, right? We cannot decide in our womb, in our mom's womb, whether we should be a male or a female. In the same way, we cannot decide whether you are able-bodied or you are suffering from some disability. And there are man-made discriminations like caste, like religion, like lynchings, like intolerance, like violence. What we want is, at least as humans, we should be all treated as equals. We should be all treated as equals. What we need is freedom from discrimination. First is freedom from fear, second is freedom from want, second is freedom from discrimination. And you might belong to any religion, any culture, any race, whether a minority group or majority group, you are the human being first. Humanity counts first. And the last freedom is freedom from sexual violence. Freedom from sexual violence. It might be against women, against children, against transgenders, even against men. Freedom from sexual violence, particularly against women. You all know safety of women and safety of children are the cause of concern today in India. Every day we read in the newspapers domestic violence to rapes on women. We have child sexual abuses, and 90% of the child sexual abuses are from the nearby neighbors or known people, and we have strong act called POCSO Act. In spite of all these things, most of the Indians are sexually exploited, particularly Indian women, domestically harassed. And beyond all these freedoms, we need a lot of freedoms, like freedom from hunger, freedom from disease, freedom from environmental pollution, freedom from minority oppression, and freedom from majoritarianism. Freedom from majoritarianism, and freedom to choose the courses we want. Freedom of dignity, dignity of career options, and freedom to pursue our own choices. Like whatever we want to do, we should be respected. We should be treated with dignity. And if you pursue, if any government can provide these things, vote for that government, because that government is the best government which thinks on behalf of the people in the long run, but which do not make the people to gullible and think about temporary benefits like populist schemes and programs. So, if a modern man is asked to choose between a freebie and freedom, freebies are nothing, they are only temporary benefits. Freedoms are permanent, because if you carry freedom, your future generations will also get the same. Throughout the world, throughout the centuries, we can enjoy. If you carry a freebie like an easy dole out, like a sari or a 2000 rupees for out, then that is only temporary, that is only abysmal. It leads to an abysmal life. So we should not go with that. That was the essence of the article. So you should have the freedom to choose. Human mind should be open to choose what we want. So very beautiful article she wrote in a very nice way. And humans want all these freedoms. Next. Final showdown. Final showdown. You all know IS, Islamic State, once occupied a very vast territory, larger than the size of Great Britain. You know, IS established almost parallel government. It got a territory, it got population, it also have given employment, better wages than almost every government gave. It also gave many comforts, and the only thing it did not have is sovereignty, international recognition as a government. Now, slowly, America, Kurdish forces supported by America, some of the Syrian forces supported by America, they all have controlled the IS. Now it does not have the control, not even for half a kilometer. Recently, Baghouz, 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 a small territory near Syria, bordering Syria, even that was vacated by IS, and these forces evacuated the IS by force and by war. So that's good. It's a very good gesture. Next article is to serve the governed. To serve the governed. Governed. To serve the governed. What do you mean by serving the governed? See, there are two sets of terms in polity, governors and the governed. The people who are in ruling are called governors. The people who are being ruled are called governed. So, for example, Modi is a governor, you are governed. Okay. So, governors and the governed. There is wide vacuum between governors and the governed. There is a sentence like that. That means there is a distance between the people who are in ruling and people who are being ruled. This is called governors and the governed. So, this article is written by Fali S. Nariman. You know who is Fali S. Nariman? One of the great constitutional experts, greatest constitutional lawyer and author of many books. He wrote a piece of article of many days in Hindu paper. Fali S. Nariman. What did he wrote about? What is his concern about? He wrote about Official Secrets Act. He wrote about Official Secrets Act. In Telugu it is called Adhikara Rahasyala Chattam. Official Secrets Act 1923. He said that Official Secrets Act was a archaic law, outdated law. It outlived its utility during the British period itself. It's a draconian law. Britishers made this Official Secrets Act because they are exploiting Indians. Indians should not question it. If anybody questions it, they will tell it is official secret. If anybody questions it, they will tell official secret. So, Official Secret Act means the government need not share some information with the people because it is official secret. Why the government cannot share? Because the government is exploiting people. Because the government at that time is British government. The government at that time is British government. Okay, but Fali S. Nariman said, during Janata government rule in 1975, Indira Gandhi imposed emergency. 1977 there were elections. Indira lost the power. Janata party came into power. At that time a commission was appointed called Goswami Commission. At that time, a commission was appointed called Goswami Commission, and Fali S. Nariman is also a member in the commission. Fali S. Nariman is also a member in the commission. This commission gave a report stating that immediately repeal Official Secrets Act 1923. Immediately repeal means close down, stop, ban, end Official Secrets Act 1923. But you know what happened? Within a very short time, again elections came, Janata lost the power. Janata lost the power and Indira Gandhi came to power again. She scrapped this Goswami report. She established one more commission called Second Press Commission under the chairmanship of K.K. Matthew. Second Press Commission under the chairmanship of K.K. Matthew. And now Dadar is saying, see, it's a time at least to scrap out Official Secrets Act. Here you should listen one thing. In India, on October 12, 2005, we have a landmark act which came into force called Right to Information Act. What does it say? Citizens have the legal right to know what is going on in the government. And everybody thought with RTI, with Right to Information Act, Official Secrets Act will be completely scrapped. Everybody thought with the advent of RTI Act, Official Secrets Act will be completely scrapped. But unfortunately, only some provisions of Official Secrets Act were repealed, not the entire act was scrapped. Even today, this is 2019, India got independence almost 72 years back. Even today, we have the archaic and draconian law made by the British government when Indians are ruled by white people. When Indians are ruling Indians, when we are in democratic rule, why should we have such a opaque law called Official Secrets Act 1923? This was the argument of the author. Got it? So, don't help the Maduro regime. Who is Maduro? Nicolas Maduro, Venezuelan president. America is not supporting Venezuelan president, don't help. Today, China is going to take a stand on Masood Azhar to declare Masood Azhar as an international terrorist or not in the UN Security Council. As you all know, in the recent Pulwama attacks, Jaish-e-Mohammed is the reason, and the chief of Jaish-e-Mohammed is Masood Azhar. Whether Masood Azhar is an international terrorist or not, third time it is coming to UNSC, and whether UNSC China will support it or not, we have to wait and see. I think within an hour or two, we will get that report. Whether China supported Masood Azhar as an international terrorist or not. So, these are the important current affairs today.